Welcome to Youth Empowering. In this lecture, we are going to discuss diseases of the immune system, which include allergy, autoimmune diseases, and immune deficiency. Okay, alright, let us start our lecture. First of all, we discuss allergy. Asthma and allergy are examples of hypersensitivity reactions. These result from the inappropriate and overactive immune responses to common antigens such as pollen, food, and animal feathers. Allergic individuals are called atopic individuals and they produce a large amount of antibody E to common antigens. These antibodies combine with basophils and mast cells and activate them. Once these cells are activated, these cells release heparin and histamines into the blood. These substances cause the allergic symptoms which include sneezing, wheezing, swelling, pain, asthma, and inflammation. Developed countries have high rates of allergic reactions, and the reason to unexpected rise in the allergic reaction was explained in the hygiene hypothesis. According to this hypothesis, exposure to some pathogen or lower hygienic condition at early age decreases the risk of allergic reaction later in life. Basically, at early age, the pathogen present in our environment set our immune system on balance, and our immune system consider them as old friends. Without early and regular exposure of our immune cells to these old friends and their antigens, setting our immune system to overact in future result in the allergy. Now we discuss autoimmune diseases. These are the diseases in which our immune system is confused and unable to differentiate foreign cells from the normal cells and raise immune responses to their own tissues, considering them as foreign agents. The individuals which do not raise immune responses to their own tissues are said to be tolerant to their own tissues. So the autoimmune diseases result from the failure of the tolerance process. For example, multiple sclerosis is a disease in which autoreactive T cells are produced. These T cells attack on a protein in nerve sheaths in the brain and central nervous system that result in the neuromuscular dysfunction, muscle paralysis, and loss of vision. Rheumatoid arthritis is another common disease. These diseases result from the production of autoantibodies. These antibodies combine with normal antibodies and deposited in the joints. In the joints, they activate the complement system which attacks on the joints of hands, feet, arms, and legs. Our third topic is immune deficiency. These are the diseases in which a component of the innate immune system such as macrophages or adaptive immune system such as T lymphocytes are absent or unable to perform their proper function. There are two types of the immune deficiency disorders. The first one is primary immune deficiency, which arises due to inherited genetic or developmental defects. These diseases are present at the time of birth. In these diseases, the genes which are involved in the formation of our immune system or function of our immune system is absent. For example, severe combined immune deficiency is a disorder in which both T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes are absent or unable to perform their function. So the adaptive immune system is completely absent in the severe combined immune deficiency disorders. And the immune system is so compromised that the common infections result in the death of the organism. Secondary immune deficiency arises due to damage of the immune system by chemical agents such as drugs, physical agents such as radiations, or biological agents such as viruses or bacteria. For example, AIDS is a disease which is caused by human immunovirus. This virus destroys the T helper cells or CD4 cells of our immune system. When HIV destroys these cells, it becomes harder for the body to fight off other infection. So when HIV is left untreated, even a minor infection such as cold can be much more severe and result in the death of the organism. So this was about the diseases of our immune system. I hope you like the video. Thanks for watching.